The prosecuting attorney is the legal advisor of the Board of Commissioners. He must attend their meetings when required and must attend and oppose all claims and accounts against the county when he deems them unjust or illegal. This meeting today marks the 52nd week where this board has been entrusted by the voters to carry out the public's business. And we are beset upon by multiple legal threats. There are multiple opportunities for chaos, such as ransomware, that take place, and we invest a lot of the taxpayers' money in protecting the county so that we can provide obligatory services. And speaking for myself, I think it is exceedingly important that for our business meetings, where we are entrusted to handle approximately $75 million, that it's important that we have legal counsel and for executive sessions. So that is what I have put forward. Mr. Wilson, do you have anything you would like to add, or before I make I can put a motion on the floor?
I'd like a motion to be put on the floor and then it open for discussion, please.
Okay. I will step down from the chair. Based on the information before us, I move to require legal counsel to attend all BOCC business meetings and executive sessions in accordance with Idaho Code 31-2607.
I second the motion to advance it for discussion.
There is a motion and a second. Discussion.
So this is a very absolute type of a request requiring legal to be present at all. Legal is not, their sole function isn't this board and the disagreements with this board. This board has historically ignored legal counsel's advice. I think that it's reasonable that the prosecutor, which I'm not seeing the prosecutor online, be the one that weighs in on what his office, because it is the prosecutor that is addressed in this title. It isn't Mr. Wilson to give a comment on that. And in order to respect his relationship with the prosecuting attorney, I don't believe that it is Mr. Wilson that should be giving us a response. I think this is a question that should be asked of the prosecuting attorney, where we have to balance what his role is in the county, which if you look at all boards, it shouldn't be that much involvement. And our prosecuting attorney has told this board that they are involved in this board because of the behaviors of the board way more than they ever have been or ever should be. He has to also balance the workload of criminal cases. And so to simply say he must come here at all times is an unreasonable burden to place when I want to say a large percentage of the opinions that we get from counsel are not listened to by this board. And so I believe this is an inappropriate discussion without the prosecutor present. And Bill Wilson should not be put between his supervisor on this particular topic. I don't think it reasonable that this board actually make a decision of this magnitude without having objective information from the prosecutor present. So that's my comment on this particular issue.
My response would begin with, if Idaho Code is not the operating procedure that this board follows, we need to take an exceedingly hard look in the mirror and determine what we are doing. I did not pull this out of my magician's hat. I pulled this directly out of Idaho Code, and it is of great import to me that we steward and safeguard the public monies and we make wise and prudent decisions, and counsel is specifically, that is the job of counsel. And in reference to the misrepresentations that were just made, I will not question my fellow commissioners' motives, but nor will I use an ad hominem attack of such a straw man to assign that we do not follow the counsel of legal, because I am pretty sure that we have followed published counsel. It's much easier to follow counsel when they are present, and it is far more prudent to have that ounce of prevention versus that pound of cure. This is Idaho code. I did not come up with it, and I think it is in the best interest of the taxpayer for us to be prudent and wise. And I stand by the motion that is on the floor.
I would say that, one, Mr. Wilson has been very responsive to this board's requests. And due to the behaviors of this board, he has put in a process to make sure that he's giving opinions in writing to the entire board. In order to ask counsel a legal question impromptu has not been something that this board has reviewed, and it is not a straw man anything. It's on tape. We can see how this board responds to legal. And so what Bill did in response to making sure he gives opinions is he does it in writing and he produces it. Something that if we had addressed kind of the issue of putting things online, you would see that's one of the things the community wants to see, or what are these opinions? This statute doesn't say that counsel is obligated to be here. It's when required. This board has on more than one occasion made comments against our prosecutor's office saying that it has been 4 months or 5 months since they've ever come to a meeting. That's being inflammatory towards their office. That's not reasonable and appropriate. We're supposed to respect all elected officials. And Lewis Marshall is an elected official who has a caseload, who we have a process to get opinions from. His job is not to referee a dysfunctional board. His job is to provide legal opinions. And if someone were to ask the prosecutor's office, what is the frequency at which the Board of Commissioners listen to the opinion given, the original opinion given? Because what this board has historically done is disagree with the actual opinion of legal, and then legal tries to minimize the risks to the county because this board votes typically a 2-to-1 to not follow legal advice. So this is a record. It isn't something that I'm making up. It's actually something that could be record requested. It isn't our right to tell another elected official to come to these meetings unnecessarily when he has a caseload. I'm not saying make a decision yes or no today. I'm saying that the input of the elected official that you want to say, because what you're asking is to say every single meeting from the Board of Commissioners is now required attendance by the prosecutor. We go from 9 a.m. sometimes, this agenda alone is going to 11:30, potentially 12. He has court cases. So is that reasonable for us to dictate his time? Because he owes more to Bonner County than just this board. He has cases he must take care of. So I'm not arguing with anything other than he should be present to give a comment on this item on the agenda. He is not in violation of any title. It says when required, and he can send someone in his stead. However, that's how we have Mr. Wilson online right now. He's online to be present. We have an agreement where what he's doing is he's going to be able to answer kind of that really easy real-time question, but an actual true opinion historically by this board needs to be in writing, and it's to the Board of Commissioners, all three. That's what has been set up. To make it seem as if he is not doing his job, whether that be by him or the deputies, is not good for Bonner County. So I'm just asking that you not vote and allow the elected official his right to speak on what his office is working on, because we have not spoken fairly about his office. We could pull up, I think it was last week even, where you listed, we have gone how many meetings without their presence? How many opinions have I shown this community that Bill has taken the time to write out for the community? That's research, that's time, that is using our resource. It is not intended to call someone on the carpet like we're doing a performance evaluation at this level. So the prosecutor should be present for it.
You guys, can you?
I'm going to make a comment first, Bill.
Go ahead.
This is a situation where I'm not going to throw Bill under the bus. I'm not going to ask him to comment. He's more than free to comment. I respect what he does. But Idaho Code, Title 31, Chapter 26, Paragraph 7, advisor of the county commissioners, the prosecuting attorney is the legal advisor of the Board of Commissioners. He must, not may, not shall, but must attend their meetings when required and must, again, not may or maybe, attend and oppose all claims and accounts against the county when he deems them unjust or illegal. This is not Bill's decision. Bill works for a superior, an elected official. He is instructed by his boss. So this would all fall on Lewis Marshall's shoulders, not Bill's. Bill is our civil attorney and representative, but he works for a boss, and his boss is elected by the people of the county. If Lewis Marshall doesn't like 312607, then I suggest he rally the people of the state and change the legislature. We do not have that authority. That Title 312607 is pretty darn self-explanatory. It's not something that is a real tough thing to explain. And so for me, because of the dynamics around this Board of Commissioners and the prosecutor's office over the last 12 months has been such a shit show, excuse my expression, but that's what it's been. I do not envy Bill in his position. I support him 100%. I will not throw him under the bus. This all falls on his boss's shoulders. If his boss doesn't like it, then maybe he should consider a different career.